Hello everyone, welcome back to the radio shop. It's been a while since I've done a mailtime video, but I got a few things here that's been sent in over the past couple of months, and thought we'd go ahead and just share what we have and take a look at it. Now, I don't get tons of stuff in like Dave over at EEV Blog does, so you know, only get a few items at a time, and a lot of time I'll record that opening and then add them all together when I get, you know, quite a few things to show. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at this. Some of this is shot in the shop, some of it was shot in the office. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what we have and see what's going on with it. I got this package in from Bob, and Bob worked with Panasonic about 40 years ago. He was in the electronic component division, and he sent this in after watching one of my other videos. You know, we always getting people sending stuff in, but it doesn't all come at one time, and I usually don't do a video on a single piece. So take a look, see just what Bob has sent us. He emailed me, and he has a note and a card here. So thanks, Bob. I sure appreciate that. And Bob is from New Jersey. He also had posted on the forum that he had these. And looky here. These are two original AN214 audio ICs. And you can see the date code is 1985. So I guess Bob saw the FT101 video I did last week, and he sent these in. And like I say, I was out of new ones. I haven't had any in a while. They are getting a little bit harder to find, but this will be a great device to have in the shop that are new. So we'll definitely be able to have some use for those. So I want to thank you, Bob. That's very nice of you. Like I say, these things are hard to find, and when you do find them, the price has gotten up a little bit. Now, I have found these on eBay for about 20 bucks, and you know, anytime you're buying off of eBay on something like this, you're taking a chance. Just because they show a picture of the product doesn't mean that's what you're going to get. And it could be pulled units, it could be fake units. It's just hard to tell. You have to watch where you get them from. But with these, I'm pretty sure, and seeing a date code of 85 on here, and they are the original IC chips. So Bob, I sure appreciate it. Like I say, these will come in very handy. I think I have one used one left, so it gives me two more new ones. And you know, again, I'm constantly looking around and trying to pick up FT101 parts, because it seems that, you know, I deal with any other brand of radio that comes in the shop. I get a great deal of these FT101s, FL101s in. So it's always good to have these parts around. So thank you very much, Bob. So I'm watching one of Bill's, you know, old 64 Goats video. And you know, Bill has a trouble seeing small stuff. And he was trying to check a transistor, and I thought maybe this would help him. Now this is actually something that, this piece of wood, and I think that these 3 nails has been changed out several times over the years, is but the piece of wood itself is probably from about 1978. It's been around a long time, and back in my days trying to, you know, get a grasp of how transistors work and checking them back then with an old analog voltmeter, I found this to be real helpful. And now the wires are modern. I had to put new wires on this because I had this kept away in the drawer with no wires on it for quite some time now. But the thing is, with a little transistor, you know, you're looking at it, you're trying to get emitter base collector or emitter collector base, or however it is. You can just connect this to the transistor, and then you can do your testing right here, and you don't have to keep looking at that transistor, you know, and pick it up and trying to figure out which lead is what. Now I can have my leads color coded. You know, I don't use this in years, but you know, still it's good for teaching points for people to learn how to test. Or if you can't see that well, you know, put connect your transistor, and then you got your pin out right here for testing it, and you just put your voltmeter across the nails to get your reading. Now, you know, in modern times you would put little micro clips on here, or you would use a nice transistor tester, you know, like a Syncore or B&K or something like that. And even around here somewhere, sitting over here, you know, I still have my old Chinese tester, and I have a couple more of these. And I know the one that he was testing was showing up as 2 diodes, and it was the C8 1384. I had to remember. Mine isn't what it used to be, that's for sure. But yeah, you know, you just connect this. Now, you know, like I say, back then this is what we would use, because we didn't have them little micro grabbers that you can get today. And connect your transistor up, and then just do your testing right on the board here. So Bill, if that would help you any kind of way, you know, you don't have to keep trying to look at that little transistor to find out which pin is which. You know, you might want to consider throwing you one of these together. I use the number 4 bright nails, and they have a good bright finish on them, which these has been in here for a while, and they're kind of dull. But you just take a piece of sandpaper and hit the top of them from time to time, and you know, just put your probe right on the top, and you can check your transistor that way. Okay, a couple of mail items here. I'm in the office, so it's kind of late at night, and I didn't want to go out and shop this late at night, so I'm going to go ahead and get these opened up, and we'll see what we got in here. So our first package comes from a anonymous viewer out in Oklahoma. So we'll go ahead and get this open. Piece of paper there to protect the innocent. Okay. We got a note here. And I'm not going to read any further on that. So thank you to my anonymous viewer. You know who you are. I hope the light is okay in here. Looks like it is. So let's see what we got here. I already know what these is. What kind of talk is that? I already know what these are. Yep. And I had a set of these. I still have them, by the way, but the package is long gone. These are from GC Electronics, radio and television precision alignment toolkits. As you can see, we got all kinds of alignment tools. Just about all that you need. Now my kit did not have these in it. And what this is like a little screwdriver, but you got a set screw in here, and you can slide this metal tip that's in there in and out. This makes it good if you're getting on a trimmer that's down in there. You can set this on there and it won't slide off when you get it in the slot. It'll sit right there. And we have 2 of those in this kit. Yeah, this is basically the same kit that I have, which a lot of mine are wore out, especially these little tools here, the ends. You know, to get wore out, you can take a razor and you can shave them back down and get them to refit, but they don't, you know, last forever. Alrighty. We got another one. It's probably going to be, looks like it's going to be exactly the same. Here it is. Well, this time we got a couple of inspection mirrors. A little round one here. Then there's a little oblong one. They're very handy when you're working in an old radio. You can get in there and see behind something without turning the whole unit around. Comes in real handy. Looks like we got a whole pack of stuff here. Oh yes, one of the old original solder pullets. These things work a treat. There's nothing at all wrong with these. I got a couple of the newer brands that Radio Shack used to sell. No ways as good. Does not work no ways as good as these do. And this is a small IC puller. You can see the teeth in it. You can get right down there like on a 555 and clamp it in and pull it right out. That's real nice. There's some picks. Several different kinds. This one's got a little wire brush on the end. And I have a little crook on the end. Here's another one. It's got like a sharp blade on that end. And another wire brush on this end. Oh yes, IC installation device. I've got several old ones of these out here in the shop that are in pretty bad shape. This one here seems to be in real nice shape. Cool. Now here's something you don't see much of, and a lot of them are probably wondering what the heck is this. Well, I've actually used these before. See, it looks like a pair of pliers with a bevel on the end, kind of a blunt point wire cutters. Then you got this device here in the center. You mash it one time, this comes up. Now you can open them up, and if you look here, you see that this is got this little twisted rod in it. And what this is for is twisting wires together. You can clamp the wires and lock it in place, and as you pull on it, it'll twist the wires right together. Nice handy tool to have, you know, especially if you're doing some making a filament string for a guitar amp or something, and you need to twist two wires together. This will do the job. Alright, one last item. I'm going to open these up. And you can see what these are. You can remove a tube, plug this in place, plug the tube in it, and you got your little tabs here where you can make measurements. So there's 3 different sizes here, and looks like some of the most popular tube brands. These come in very handy. My large one is broken. The tab is broke off the bottom one, and my other 2 are about wore out. So these will come in real handy. So thank you very much to my anonymous viewer for sending these in. These will come in real handy. And we got another box here that showed up unexpectedly, and I haven't even looked to see who it's from yet, but we'll go ahead and get this opened up and see what we got inside. Okay, I'm not going to say the viewer's name. We got a whole bag of goodies here. Let's see what we got here. Alright, that looks like a relay socket. And a relay Omron. And I can't see the voltage rating in here. But what I like about this, you know, this plugs directly into this base, and you can wire right into it. You can bolt this down inside something, you know, a chassis or whatever you're working on. And those are very nice. Alright, we'll get this one open. Looks like a 6KD6. And yes, it is 6KD6. Those are always nice to have. Especially when you got something like that SBE 36 6JS6. And so 2 6JS6s and a 6KD6. It's just like a whole bag of stuff here. I see a bunch of electrolytics, some capacitors, LEDs, radio dial cable, and this is Wasco with dial cord for restringing old radios. That's nice to have. In fact, I'm completely out of that. I got to get some more. Here is some computer type AC chassis mount plugs to plug AC mains into. Use a lot of those. Another roll of dial string cable. This is GC. This is probably from 80s, since I've seen in this style of bag. And a couple of full bridge rectifiers. These are KBP C5010. Let's see what the amperage is. I have to look that up and see. And what appears to be a DC to DC converter. And that's exactly what that is. DC to DC converter. See your heat sinks, got a LED, it's where your wires go, your adjustment. It's a little soldering glass fuse. Can't see what the transistors are. Okay. DC to DC converter, 4.5 to 32 volts in, 0.8 to 30 volts out, 15 amp. Great. There's a large electrolytic capacitor. There's quite a few of them in there. These are CDEs. 390 microfarads at 450 volts. There's some heavy duty caps. That's another little bag of assorted LEDs, capacitors, and little tactile switches. There's two more bags of them. Same thing, different capacitors and tactile switches, even a few crystals in here. This ought to go along with my Arduino kit. And a couple of tubes, 27 GB5s. 27 GB5s. So thank you again, my friend, for these items. This stuff is definitely come in handy in the shop. So another gentleman, which wants to remain anonymous, emailed me. I said he had a piece of radio equipment he wanted to donate to the shop to do whatever we want to with it. Either, you know, keep it, use it, or sell it to make a little bit of money to use here in the shop. And when I opened this up, now he told me what it was, but when I just opened this box up, it just amazed me. So let me go ahead and get the inside box out and we'll take a look. So what we have here is a box that says Robin International Incorporated, model T123B. 5-watt 23 channel Citizen band transceiver. Now, I haven't seen a box since about the mid-70s. These radios were made in Japan and was sold here in the U.S. by Robin International out of Michigan, and they were available around 1972 to 1976 in that time frame. And back then I was in CB a little bit back then, but honestly I haven't seen an original box in many years. The box says serial number 33341. So it'll be interesting to see if the radio matches the serial number. Now, I've already removed a note because, like I say, the person that donated this wants to remain anonymous, and I can respect that. And you can see we have the original manual, and note the serial number 33341, and we can see everything is packed with the original styrofoam. Over here we have the DC power cord. The AC power cord, and man, that looks like brand new, like it's never been used. Have the original Robin microphone, T123B with Japan on it, 4-pin plug, and the 4 thumb screws for mounting the bracket. And the brackets either can be mounted on the top side to use mobile, or could be mounted on the bottom to place on the desk. Let me go ahead and get this out of the box, and we'll see how it looks. And there you have it, the Robin 23 channel Citizen band transceiver, model T-123B. And as you can see, yes, it does look that good. I mean, looking at this almost looks exactly like it was just opened up for the first time, which I know it wasn't, but looking here, you see no finger marks, so whoever was using this used the controls properly. There's no paint rubbed off the front. It just looks immaculate. And here beside it we have the mobile mounting bracket, and you can see it was used. You can see the paint rubbed off, and around here where the thumb screws were screwed in, and the feet on the bottom look just great. No problems at all. As we look around this thing, I put it on this piece of foam. This material I have is boat matting, and it's very soft, but still it would scratch up something like this. Now, you know, when you got the covers off the chassis and rubbing on it, doesn't really bother it, but as you look around it, it is just perfect. Everything is labeled like it's supposed to be. Nothing's off. It looks real good. Now, this was in a plastic bag, and the bracket was sitting on top, and it slides right down over the radio. Well, you see these screws sticking up right here. Yeah, they made them a little bit too long. So right here and over here there's some paint rubbed off, and just a little tiny bit here, but it's not that noticeable, not unless you're really looking for it. It kind of blends in, but you can see it right here where it's wore off, and that's the worst looking one. The other side doesn't quite stand out as bad. I might be able to find, you know, as good as this looks, I can go to an automotive store and take one of the covers or the mounting bracket and have some touch-up paint made just to hit those couple of spots with. Other than that, man, this thing is just beautiful. It really, really looks good. And here's a little bit close up of the faceplate. And you can just see just how nice it looks. The brushed aluminum just looks perfect. No problems at all. No idea what one of these would sell for in this condition. You can see some of the channels are green, some of them are red. And there's a reason behind that, why they did that on these radios. I know the reason. Let's see if someone can put down below the reason why it was like that. So I'm just interested in seeing how the inside of this thing looks. So one of the nice things about these radios is that these thumb screws on the side, you can screw them right out with your fingers. You don't have to use any tools to get the top cover off. Makes you wonder what the designers were thinking by doing that. And when I take these off, I always give them a little bow out and lift it straight up, and that keeps from scratching up the inside of the cover. It looks like it's been run quite a bit. You can see a little black marks here on the top from some of the tubes, but that's normal. You can turn one of these on, run it a few days, and it's going to heat that paint up. These things get real hot on top. Everyone there was saying, I used to own the Gemtronics 2300 and the Gemtronics 5000. One was 23 channel, one was 40 channel, and all basic the same radio, even between the 23 and the 40 channels. I went ahead and removed the 6 screws on the bottom because I wanted to get it off too. And you can see some paint missing around the feet here. There's no rubber on them, but in the past we have took little rubber feet from, I think came from Lowe's, that just stick on. They'll fit right inside these little circles, keep from scratching those up. Talking with Mike over at Mike's Radio Repair about this radio, and he reminded me to before I even plug it in, to change a specific cap that's back here in the back. And they used oil-filled caps back then in these radios, and those things were notorious notorious for, after sitting up for a while and you plug it in, they would literally explode. But isn't this a nice surprise? Do anybody see anything that's sticking out in front of them? Well, you can see there's several brand new orange drops in here. And if we look, all of the electrolytics have been replaced. And a nice job they have done with it. I mean, a very nice job. See all these little electrolytics down here. And I'm noticing a few other caps that do not look original. You can see these yellow ceramics. I'm looking at those. I mean, like I said, whoever done it did an excellent job at looking at them. I can tell that's fresh solder on all these. So all these little caps have been replaced. A lot of them look like NPO style. So wow, I wasn't expecting that. Somebody went through a great deal to make sure this thing was right. Now over here on the crystal board, we can see another one of those yellow ceramic capacitors. And up here we see a new electrolytic, and there's been an on drop installed here. And I see that it still has the original, I think it was Atlanta multi-section can capacitor in here. I started looking at this real good. But if we get in here under the bottom, you can see the bottom of the cap. This is a new resistor. That is a new resistor. That looks like the original resistor. I don't know if you can see this. If you look at the capacitor, if you look right here, you'll see a wire coming up through the bottom. This capacitor has been restuffed. It looks like the original guts has been taken out, and someone has installed new capacitors inside that multi-section can capacitor. Unbelievable. Someone has really did a great job on this. Well, since the radio is in such good shape and look like it's been recently overhauled, I don't know if the owner did this. A lot of times you find owners who do this have a lot of pride in what they're doing and really make it look that good. Or if he sent this to someone like Mike to restore it and get everything right. It's really hard to tell because whoever did it did an excellent job. Now I was going to put the bottom bracket back on, and old trick I learned back years ago, even when this kind of stuff came out, was to line the inside of the brackets with tape, and this way when it goes on it will not scratch the sides of the radio, in case you want to would want to switch it as a mobile, which I can't see no one running a great big radio like this as a mobile, not unless they wanted to do something as a nostalgia thing, But that tape will help save paint removal and keep your piece of equipment looking like it was the day it was bought. And if it weren't already scratched, I would put fiber washers behind these so that these would not mar the paint, but it's already got the scratches on it, so maybe if I touch it up I'll do that. When I went ahead and I brought the rig up on a Variac isolation transformer just to make sure that everything was okay and no problems at all. I got it hooked to an antenna. And as expected.
No contact, no get back on this list.
Yeah. All but on the bowl. CB is virtually dead around here. You know, some models of these 23 channels, you know, this is 23 channels, and you got what's called RC channels. And I think it was either in between 21 and 22, you can play with it. Or it's either 23 and 1, but you can play with it and it would engage 2 crystals at a time, and it would actually pick up one of the RC channels. Something we learned years ago about these things. This one here's got such a tight channel selector. It feels like it's never hardly been used. I don't mean that it's tight, you know, from sitting up. It's just feels good the way it should. In fact, all the controls feel real good on it. Just on the speaker. PA. Extended range expand. I'm injecting the signal into the Robin unit. Got it at 27.205 minus 73 dBm, 30% modulation, 1 kilohertz tone. We got S9 on the S meter, and we zoom in here on the Synad meter. We got Synad of 12 dB, so you know, not bad. Not bad right out of the box. Seems to be working fine. Okay, I got it connected to the IFR. I'm on 15 watt scale, peak. Came up about 3 watts. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. About 7 to 9 watts output on peaks. Frequency meter, we on 3K scale, so we're about a half a kc off frequency. I'll tell you, this little Robin is in great shape. I've had it on now about 40-45 minutes, and I'm gonna tell you, she's nice and warm on the top. That will really keep your radio room kind of toasty on a cold morning. One thing I'm glad that they didn't do, and I've seen people do this a lot, is they would come on the side of a piece of equipment when they buy it and mount a mic holder on the side of it, and it just, you know, it's made to do that. It's got holes for it, but man, it really just makes the appearance of the side of the radios look bad. But it looks in good condition. Like I said, glad it didn't do that. So guys, I reckon we'll go ahead and end this video with that. I'd like to hear your comments as always, especially like to hear your comments on what do you think I should do with this. You know, the collector in me says keep it, you know, which I very rarely talk on CB radio that much. Sometimes I'll just turn it on and listen, see what's going on if I hear somebody that I know. And I do know quite a few guys out there. There used to be a lot of guys around here that worked on radios, but some of them are then gone on to that radio shop in the sky, and some of the other ones are getting very old. There's a couple of young ones around, but you know, anyway, I just have mixed feelings on what I'm gonna do with this. This radio is so immaculate looking. I'm not really sure on how I would even price this to sell it. You know, a big thanks to you all that send stuff in. I get stuff all the time. Sometimes I wonder why. It's always, you know, nice to get stuff in, but you know, it doesn't matter if it's something that's nice and beautiful like this, or even like some of this immaculate test equipment that I've gotten in. You know, everything that comes in like this, I really appreciate it. You know, I don't ask for people to send stuff in. People just do it out of the kindness of their heart. So there is a lot of good people out there. So also a big thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, it would be hard to keep a lot of this stuff up and going and produce videos like we do. So a big thanks to all my Patreons. Thank you very much. Until the next video, y'all have a good day. See you now.